The ancient Yoruba deities, carried across the Atlantic through the transatlantic slave trade, have shaped spiritual practices in the Caribbean, South America, and the Western world. Though uprooted from their ancestral lands, these gods did not fade away. Instead, they adapted, syncretizing with Catholic saints and integrating into new environments, ensuring their survival and relevance even under the harsh conditions of Western rule. What's remarkable is how these deities have not only survived but thrived in new cultural contexts, continuing to guide millions in their spiritual practices today. From the thunderous power of Shango to the nurturing embrace of Oshun, these Yoruba deities continue to hold immense spiritual power. These gods are more than just abstract concepts. They govern the forces of nature: thunder, lightning, winds, fertility, and water. They maintain their authority over the elements, impacting everything from agricultural cycles to the personal lives of their worshippers. In the Caribbean and western parts of the world, they are invoked for a variety of purposes: for protection during storms, for prosperity in crops, for healing, and for guidance during times of crisis. These deities are seen as powerful forces who can transform lives, offer protection, and facilitate change. The Yoruba deities are viewed as integral to life itself, with a direct and powerful influence on both the natural and spiritual realms. One of the most fascinating aspects of these deities is their continued influence in Afro-diasporic religions such as Santería, Candomblé, and Vodou. These religions, born out of the resilience of African peoples in the face of slavery and Western oppression, are deeply rooted in the worship of the Yoruba gods. These gods have been adapted to fit within new religious frameworks, often syncretized with Catholic saints to maintain the connection to African spirituality while hiding their true identity from Western authorities. For example, the god Shango, the Yoruba god of thunder, is often associated with Saint Barbara, while Oshun, the goddess of love and fertility, is linked to Our Lady of Charity in Cuba. In this video, we will explore 7 of the most prominent Yoruba deities who have journeyed from the African continent to the Caribbean, the Americas, and beyond. We'll learn about the Yoruba gods of thunder, love, winds, and fertility, and uncover how they became integral to the spiritual practices of the African diaspora. From Shango, the god of thunder, whose energy still strikes fear and awe into his followers, to Oshun, the goddess of love and fertility, whose power continues to heal and guide millions. These deities carry with them the rich cultural and spiritual legacy of the Yoruba people. We'll also examine the fascinating process of syncretism, where these deities were merged with Catholic saints and adapted to the realities of Western rule, resistance, and survival. The resilience and adaptability of these gods are a testament to the strength of African spirituality, which refused to be destroyed, instead transforming and growing in new cultural contexts. Join us as we explore the journeys of these powerful Yoruba deities, from the shores of Africa to the heart of the Caribbean and Western world. Discover how they continue to thrive in spiritual practices today and how their influence still shapes the lives of millions. Shango, the god of thunder and justice. Shango is one of the most powerful and widely revered deities in Yoruba cosmology, often regarded as the god of thunder, lightning, fire, and justice. His reputation as a warrior king, combined with his mastery over the forces of nature, make Shango a central figure in Yoruba religion. His power over thunder and lightning is particularly significant. In Yoruba tradition, thunder and lightning are seen as expressions of Shango's divine will, a form of communication from the heavens to the earth. In the Yoruba tradition, Shango is known for his commanding presence and the awe he instills in those who invoke him. Often depicted with a double-headed axe or as a figure carrying a thunderbolt, Shango wields both destruction and creation through his control of thunder and lightning. His power is associated with justice, both earthly and divine. When Shango strikes with lightning, it is said to be a judgment upon the unjust. This association with justice extends beyond his control of the elements and into his role as the ruler of the heavens and the earth. He is a protector of the righteous and punisher of those who act against divine order. Shango's worship in the Caribbean and western parts of the world came through the transatlantic slave trade, where enslaved Yoruba people brought their beliefs with them. In these new lands, particularly in Cuba and Brazil, Shango was syncretized with Catholic saints, particularly Saint Barbara. This was part of the effort to maintain the worship of African deities under the watchful eye of Western authorities, who sought to suppress African spiritual practices. Though Shango was often hidden behind the figure of Saint Barbara, his identity as the god of thunder, justice, and power was never lost. In Santería, Candomblé, and other Afro-Caribbean religions, the worship of Shango flourished as an expression of resistance, resilience, and spiritual strength. In these traditions, Shango remains a powerful figure, embodying strength, leadership, and justice. His influence is felt in the rituals of the diaspora, where he is invoked for guidance in times of trouble, for protection against injustice, and for strength in the face of adversity. His festivals are marked by vibrant dances, drumming, and offerings, all of which mimic the sound and rhythm of thunder. These celebrations honor Shango's dynamic energy, calling upon his thunderous power to protect the community and ensure prosperity. Shango's connection to thunder and lightning is not just about destructive power, but also about transformation. His storms represent the clearing of obstacles, the removal of the old to make way for new growth and prosperity. In this way, Shango is not merely a god of judgment, but also a force of creation and renewal. His storms, while fierce, serve to restore balance and order, reinforcing the idea that in every act of destruction, there is the possibility of regeneration and growth. Shango's enduring influence in the Caribbean and Western world is a testament to his resilience and power. From his worship in Yoruba culture to his continued veneration in Afro-diasporic religions, Shango remains a central figure in the spiritual lives of millions. His thunderous power is still invoked today, both in reverence and in celebration, as a reminder of the divine forces that shape the world and the unwavering strength of those who honor him. Oya, the goddess of winds and storms. Oya is one of the most dynamic and powerful deities in the Yoruba pantheon. As the goddess of winds, storms, and transformation, she is deeply connected to the forces of nature. Oya is often depicted as a woman with wild flowing hair, symbolizing the power of the wind, and is commonly associated with hurricanes, tornadoes, and other powerful storms. Her control over the winds and storms reflects her role as a transformative force, capable of both destruction and creation. In Yoruba cosmology, Oya is the guardian of the Niger River, and she represents the cyclical nature of life, death, and rebirth. Her storms symbolize the necessary destruction that makes way for new growth. Just as a storm clears the skies and renews the earth, Oya's power represents the constant flow of change in life, a reminder that in order for new things to come into being, old structures must often be swept away. Oya's fierce nature reflects her role as a goddess who facilitates transformation, both in the natural world and in the lives of her followers. Oya's worship spread to the Caribbean and the Western world through the African diaspora, where she became a central figure in religions like Vodou, Santería, and Candomblé. In Cuba, Oya is syncretized with Saint Teresa of Avila, whose association with storms and transformations made her an appropriate counterpart for the Yoruba goddess. Despite the attempt to hide Oya's identity under the guise of a Catholic saint, her power and influence were never diminished. The worship of Oya in the diaspora is marked by vibrant celebrations, drumming, and rituals that honor her role as the goddess of change. In the Caribbean, Oya is honored for her ability to clear the path for new possibilities. Her storms, while feared, are seen as necessary for spiritual and personal transformation. Rituals to Oya often involve intense dancing and drumming, mimicking the winds and storms she controls. The presence of Oya is invoked in times of change, whether it be during personal transitions, community upheaval, or the changing seasons. Her worshippers ask for her guidance and protection during times of chaos, seeking her aid to help navigate the storms of life. Oya's symbolism is closely tied to the themes of life and death, birth and destruction. In her storms, she is both a destroyer and a creator, reminding her followers that nothing in life remains static. Everything is subject to transformation. Oya's ability to control the winds and storms makes her one of the most powerful deities in the Yoruba and Afro-diasporic spiritual practices. She teaches that destruction is not an end, but a necessary precursor to the creation of something new. The goddess Oya's enduring legacy in the Caribbean and Western world reflects her vital role in both the spiritual and natural realms. She remains a figure of strength, transformation, and resilience, embodying the eternal cycles of change and renewal. Her influence continues to shape the lives of millions, especially in times of change, where her guidance and protection are sought to weather the storms of life. Oshun, the goddess of love and fertility, Oshun is one of the most beloved deities in the Yoruba pantheon and plays a central role in Afro-diasporic religions such as Santería, Candomblé, and Vodou. As the goddess of love, fertility, beauty, and fresh water, Oshun is often considered a symbol of compassion, sensuality, and nurturing. She embodies the qualities of love and harmony, and her influence is felt deeply in matters of the heart, family, and relationships. Oshun is also linked to the freshwater rivers, especially the Oshun River, which is considered sacred in her worship. In Yoruba cosmology, Oshun is associated with the concept of abundance both in terms of fertility and prosperity. As the goddess of love, she is seen as a giver of life, creating harmony in relationships, ensuring the fertility of the land, and offering guidance in matters of the heart. She is also associated with the care and protection of children, ensuring the nurturing of the next generation. Her beauty and grace are symbolic of the flow of life and vitality that she bestows upon the world. Oshun's worship in the Caribbean and Western world saw her syncretized with Our Lady of Charity in Cuba and with various Catholic saints. As with many other African deities, Oshun's identity was concealed under the guise of a saint in order to preserve her worship during the era of colonization. Despite this, Oshun's essence as the goddess of love, fertility, and beauty remained intact. Her followers in the Caribbean and the Americas continue to honor her with colorful and joyous rituals that celebrate her influence over love, prosperity, and fertility. In the diaspora, Oshun is celebrated in rituals that involve offerings of honey, gold, and fresh foods that represent sweetness, abundance, and fertility. Her followers invoke her presence during ceremonies for new beginnings, particularly in marriage, childbirth, and moments of renewal. Oshun's power is often called upon to ensure success in romantic relationships, to attract love, or to enhance one's beauty and charm. In Candomblé and Santería, she is honored with elaborate dances and songs that reflect her fluid, graceful nature, representing the river that she governs. Oshun is also seen as a healer, both physically and spiritually. Her connection to water, especially fresh water, symbolizes the purity and cleansing power of nature. Her followers believe that Oshun can heal emotional wounds, restore harmony in relationships, and provide guidance to those seeking answers to life's most pressing questions. Oshun's influence extends beyond romantic love. She is also a protector of women and children, ensuring that families flourish and that her followers are provided with abundance and happiness. Oshun's symbolism is both nurturing and empowering. She teaches the importance of love, kindness, and compassion in the creation and maintenance of harmony in the world. Her power is one of transformation, helping her devotees to find love, increase fertility, and bring beauty into their lives. In Yoruba and Afro-diasporic traditions, Oshun is a reminder that love and compassion are forces of change, capable of transforming lives and creating new beginnings. Oshun's continued worship in the Caribbean and Western world underscores her significance as a goddess of beauty, love, and fertility. From her sacred river in Africa to the vibrant ceremonies in the diaspora, Oshun remains an enduring figure of spiritual strength, embodying the power of love and the nurturing qualities that sustain life. Yemaya, the goddess of the sea and motherhood. Yemaya, the goddess of the sea and motherhood, is one of the most revered deities in both the Yoruba religion and Afro-diasporic spiritual practices. As the mother of all Orishas, Yemaya is a symbol of fertility, nurturing, and the protective qualities of motherhood. She is deeply connected to the ocean, which is both a source of life and a place of transformation. Her power over water reflects her ability to both give and take life, providing nourishment while also representing the unknown, the mysterious forces of nature. In Yoruba cosmology, Yemaya is considered the mother of all Orishas, which gives her a unique and powerful role in the pantheon. Her influence extends over all life, from the oceans to the rivers, and she is often associated with the nurturing and protective aspects of motherhood. Yemaya's waters are not just physical, they are spiritual, purifying, and rejuvenating. She embodies the qualities of unconditional love, protection, and healing, offering her blessings to her children, both in times of need and in moments of celebration. Yemaya's worship in the Caribbean and the Western world began as African slaves brought their religious practices with them, despite the efforts of colonizers to erase their traditions. In Cuba, Brazil, and the Caribbean, Yemaya became syncretized with the Virgin Mary, a figure of purity and maternal care in Catholicism. In this syncretic tradition, Yemaya is revered as the protector of families, the mother of all, and the source of life and abundance. Rituals in honor of Yemaya are often held by the sea, as her energy is believed to flow through the water and the waves. Offerings to Yemaya typically include items that represent the ocean, such as seashells, fish, and blue or silver objects. And rituals include singing, dancing, and prayers asking for her protection, guidance, and blessings. Her followers believe that the ocean's waters can purify the soul, heal emotional wounds, and bring peace to troubled hearts. Yemaya is often called upon for matters related to fertility, motherhood, family protection, and healing. Her association with water also ties her to cycles of life and death. In the Yoruba tradition, water is seen as both a life-giving and transformative force. Yemaya's waters are symbolic of the womb, the place where all life begins. Just as the ocean nourishes life, Yemaya provides her followers with guidance and strength through the many transitions of life, whether it's childbirth, emotional healing, or the process of renewal. In many Afro-diasporic religions, Yemaya is celebrated during festivals that honor her life-giving force, with vibrant ceremonies that include drumming, dancing, and the offering of gifts to the sea. Yemaya's legacy in the Caribbean and Western world is immense, as she remains a central figure in religious practices and cultural expressions. Her worship represents the connection between the spiritual and natural worlds, emphasizing the importance of maternal care, protection, and the healing power of water. For her followers, Yemaya is a source of strength, compassion, and enduring love, an eternal mother figure whose influence transcends both time and geography. In the Caribbean, particularly in Cuba and Brazil, Yemaya's festivals are colorful and energetic, filled with music, rituals, and celebrations. These events honor her as the mother of the Orishas and the protector of families, ensuring that Yemaya's presence is felt in every part of life, from birth to death, and in the many moments in between. Eleggua, the god of crossroads and communication. Eleggua is one of the most important and revered deities in the Yoruba pantheon, and his role as the god of crossroads, communication, and fate makes him a pivotal figure in Afro-diasporic spiritual practices. In Yoruba cosmology, Eleggua is the messenger between humans and the other Orishas, as well as the keeper of the gates. He governs all the paths and choices that individuals make, ensuring that they are aligned with divine will. Eleggua's ability to open or close paths makes him a powerful figure who holds the keys to success, destiny, and spiritual progress. Eleggua's primary role is to open the paths to opportunities, prosperity, and communication. As the god of crossroads, Eleggua is associated with decision-making, the choices that define one's life path, and the opportunities that arise from these decisions. In a spiritual sense, he is the one who clears the way for those seeking guidance and divine intervention. Without Eleggua's blessing, no ritual or prayer can be effective, as he must first open the path to the divine. Eleggua's image is often depicted as a young child or a trickster figure, symbolizing the fluid nature of communication and the unpredictability of fate. He's playful and mischievous, but his actions are always purposeful, teaching valuable lessons and making sure that the journey is not always straightforward. His trickster nature is also a reminder of the importance of humility, flexibility, and the need to approach life with an open heart and mind. Eleggua embodies the complexity of life itself, where the journey is just as important as the destination. In the Caribbean and Western world, Eleggua's worship has evolved in the context of syncretism. In Cuba, Eleggua is often syncretized with Saint Anthony, the patron saint of lost things, reflecting Eleggua's role in opening the path to what is sought. In Santería and Candomblé, Eleggua is venerated as a deity who clears the way for successful rituals and offers protection and guidance to those who honor him. His energy is invoked in almost every ceremony, from weddings to healing rituals, and he is a necessary part of any spiritual work. The rituals to honor Eleggua typically involve offerings of candies, toys, and colorful objects, as well as prayers for guidance and protection. Eleggua's altar is often adorned with items representing his various aspects: small toys, keys, and even symbolic representations of the crossroads. The worship of Eleggua involves music, drumming, and dancing, with followers seeking to connect with his energy and ask for his help in making decisions, navigating challenges, and opening doors to new possibilities. In Afro-Caribbean religions, Eleggua's role as a messenger and guide is central to understanding fate and destiny. He is not just the god of crossroads in the literal sense, but also the divine force that governs the decisions and choices that define one's spiritual journey. Eleggua's power is immense, as he holds the ability to make or break the paths before you, guiding your spiritual and material fate through his decisions. Eleggua is a constant reminder of the importance of balance and choice in life. His tricks, while sometimes frustrating, are lessons in patience, wisdom, and understanding. His role as a divine trickster also shows that sometimes the best paths in life are those that we do not expect. Through Eleggua, worshippers learn that life is full of choices, and through faith, guidance, and divine intervention, those choices will lead to the paths that align with the divine will. Obatala, the god of wisdom and purity. Obatala is one of the most important and revered orishas in the Yoruba pantheon. As the god of wisdom, purity, and justice, Obatala holds a unique and powerful position among the deities. He is considered the father of the other orishas, and in some traditions, he is regarded as the creator of humanity itself. His role as the god of purity and justice makes him a symbol of moral integrity and spiritual clarity. Obatala's worship centers around the qualities of wisdom, fairness, and the pursuit of spiritual enlightenment. Obatala is often depicted as a figure of serenity, purity, and wisdom. His association with purity is not just physical, but also spiritual. Obatala is said to represent the highest ideals of goodness, fairness, and wisdom. His presence in the Yoruba tradition emphasizes the importance of maintaining balance in life and approaching all things with clarity and fairness. As a creator deity, Obatala's influence extends beyond his own domain, shaping the moral and spiritual foundations of the universe. He is seen as the overseer of the earth and the heavens, ensuring that the forces of creation remain in harmony. Obatala's worship in the Caribbean and the Western world saw his syncretization with various Catholic saints, particularly Our Lady of Mercy and Our Lady of Immaculate Conception. This syncretism was a way for enslaved Africans to continue honoring their deities under the watchful eyes of Western authorities, who were often hostile to African spiritual practices. Despite being hidden under the guise of Catholic saints, Obatala's essence as a god of purity, wisdom, and justice remained intact. In the Afro-Caribbean religions of Santería, Candomblé, and others, Obatala is still honored as a father figure, a bringer of spiritual insight, and a protector of fairness. Rituals honoring Obatala are focused on purity, spiritual guidance, and moral clarity. Offerings to Obatala typically include white foods, such as rice, coconut, and milk, reflecting his association with purity and light. White is Obatala's color, and his followers dress in white during rituals to symbolize purity of mind, body, and spirit. The worship of Obatala is also marked by prayer, meditation, and quiet reflection, as his followers seek wisdom, clarity, and divine justice. The rituals often include drumming, chanting, and prayers for guidance, as followers call upon Obatala's wisdom to help them navigate difficult situations and seek spiritual growth. Obatala's association with wisdom and clarity is central to his role in the spiritual lives of his followers. He is the god who helps guide individuals in making decisions that are morally and spiritually aligned with divine law. His influence is felt in moments of decision-making, especially when justice and fairness are at stake. Obatala is also invoked for healing, especially in cases of mental or spiritual distress, as his purity and wisdom are believed to bring clarity to those who are lost or confused. In the Afro-diasporic religions, Obatala continues to be a significant figure of moral authority and spiritual clarity. His worshippers seek his guidance in all aspects of life, from personal challenges to matters of justice and fairness. In both the diaspora and Yoruba traditions, Obatala represents the highest ideals of virtue, justice, and spiritual purity. He serves as a reminder that the path to enlightenment and spiritual growth is through wisdom, fairness, and the pursuit of inner purity. Conclusion: the journey of the Yoruba deities, from their roots in West Africa to the Caribbean and western parts of the world, is a testament to the resilience and strength of African spiritual traditions. Despite the disruptions caused by the transatlantic slave trade, these deities, Shango, Oya, Oshun, Yemaya, Eleggua, Obatala, and others have not only survived but flourished, adapting to new environments and becoming integral to the spiritual lives of millions across the world. The Yoruba deities, now revered in the Afro-diasporic religions of Santería, Candomblé, Vodou, and others, continue to shape the spiritual landscape of the Caribbean, South America, and parts of North America. Through syncretism with Catholic saints, these gods have been able to maintain their identities, offering their followers protection, guidance, and empowerment in the face of adversity. Their powers over natural forces, thunder, storms, love, fertility, wisdom, and justice serve as a reminder of the divine balance that governs the universe and the interconnectedness of all things. In the Caribbean and the Western world, the worship of these deities is not just a spiritual practice, but a way of connecting to ancestral roots, preserving cultural heritage, and reaffirming the resilience of African identity. The Yoruba gods symbolize both the struggles of the past and the hope for a brighter future, offering a pathway to healing, personal growth, and spiritual enlightenment. Whether invoked for protection, prosperity, love, or guidance, these deities continue to shape the lives of their devotees and play a vital role in Afro-diasporic communities. As we reflect on the enduring legacy of the Yoruba deities, we are reminded of the importance of honoring our ancestors and the spiritual traditions that connect us to the past. These deities, though rooted in ancient African cosmology, remain deeply relevant today, helping to guide us through the complexities of modern life. Their continued presence in the Caribbean and Western world is a powerful testament to the strength of African spiritual practices and the unbreakable bond between the past and the present. If you found this exploration of the Yoruba deities insightful, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more content about African spiritual traditions and their influence across the world. Join us as we continue to explore the rich heritage of African spirituality and its enduring legacy in the Caribbean, Western world, and beyond.